Today it's the 9th of May. We've been asked if we'd do a bluebell walk, so we've come to Masham, parked near the river, just near the cricket pitch. Honesty box for your parking. We're going to make our way up into the marketplace to start our walk and see what we can find today. As you cross over the cricket pitch and up the steps, on your right hand side you've got the toilets. We make our way through to the market. So we're just heading forward through the marketplace towards Millgate and the church at the other end. And being a Wednesday, we've got the market on today. And on our left hand side there, look, the King's Head Hotel. So we walk to the end of the market square and head down Millgates past the primary school. So we head forward down the tarmac track, over the cattle grid, and we're going to eventually head towards Hackfall Wood. We'll make this into a round. We're going to follow the River Ure. We walk forward past Mill House on our left. 300 yards, you see the road splits into three, and we take the middle track. You'll see a signpost. We just follow that going by the side of Glebe House. The signpost says Ripon Rowell. We go through the gate at the side of the storage farm. So we're just walking forward on the track. The river's on our left hand side, about 30 feet. You're walking with a taxi driver today. We can hear there's plenty of bird life, and we take our first shot of the river there, look, as we slightly turn in right, and there's the path. As you head forward, you can see the rolling hills in front of you. Just head forward, and as the path bears off to your right, you'll see the arrow left through the wood. And there's a fair bit of garlic about there, look. And we're just following the path, heading towards the bridge. So at the bridge, we turn left, and then left again. So as we head forward, we can see like a small stone barn in the distance. And then just past the barn, you've like an open field, and the path just goes down the left hand side of the field. At the end of the field, you cross over a tiny bridge, and we've got the river on our left hand side. Just got to a stile. We'll keep going forward. As we walk along across the open fields, we look to our right and we can see Nutwith Coat Farm, an 18th century manor house that was previously owned by the monks of Fountains Abbey. And at the back, we think that's what's the remains of a dovecote. And we can just hear a woodpecker in the distance now, so we're going to keep going forward. We're about 20 feet above the river now, so we're keeping our eye open for kingfishers and dippers and anything else that's on the water. As you can see, the river bank's opening up now. The grass is pretty short with the sheep, so we've a good chance of seeing some wildlife now. I think we've got a dipper here. Let's go and have a closer look. And there we are, we've got our dipper. He's about 50 feet away, I'd say. About 10 foot from the other bank. He's not doing a lot of dipping, but that's our first one. It's certainly a beautiful part of the world, is this. As we look across the river, we can see the sand martin's nest. But whether they've been washed out with the floods or not, we don't know. Everywhere you look, there's little lambs. They don't look more than you know, probably a week or two old. And if you look in the middle of the lambs and sheep, we've got a couple of geese there. We've got a couple flying overhead. They don't seem to be bothering each other. In front of us, look, we've got what looks like a domestic goose and some wild ones here. Let's take a closer look. And there we are, look at that, a load of young ones among them. Whether the farm geese have bred with the Canada geese, I don't know, but what a shot that is. Look at that. They're coming towards us, they don't seem bothered. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know if he's the if that's male or female, or if they've bred. We're going to get a bit closer, see if we can see any white bits on them, but it'd be great if they had interbred. Here we are, we've just got a bit closer to them. There's about, I don't know, there's 10 or 12 goslings there, look. We daren't get too close because the river's there, they might swim off, but oh, we're just amazed to see the farmyard goose with the Canada geese. That's a great shot, is that. You know, wherever you get a river, you can't go wrong at this time of year. There's 8 adults altogether. Look at that, look. This is fantastic. They're all going down to the river. We're keeping back. We're trying not to disturb them too much. But look, that one's, look, little one down. That white one's helping that one up.
Come on, she says. Come on.
There's one there, he can't get out. She's calling to it. She's calling to it there, look.
Oh, he's coming back down. She's coming back down. I know.
We'll see if one goes back down and helps it. It won't get out otherwise. They don't want to leave it, look. No, she's still there waiting, trying to help it, but
this way, come on, this way. This way. That's it, come on.
She's on edge there trying to, she's gone down for it.
Yeah.
She's gone down, there's another one come down, 2 gone down now. She's gone down, 3 gone down.
Going down.
They're all going down. They're going down to water by the look of it. Yeah, she won't leaving it there. There are 4 chicks. She's taking them down into water.
Oh, they're all jumping in.
Yeah, they're all in now. And the other ones are making their way down to water there. So they're all right. They're safe enough now. They're in the water. And they'll be joining up with the others further down. That's great. So as you can see, they've all joined up in the water, so they're safe enough again. They're all in a big creche now. Well, we're going to leave them now. We're heading forward now into the wood through the gate. We're just inside the wood now, and we've not Hackfall wood, but the wood leading up to Hackfall, and we've come across our first few bluebells. We head forward, river's on our left. You'll walk through the estate woodlands for about 10 or 12 minutes or so. It's pretty muddy, and then you'll start climbing up. We'll come through the gate, cross over the little stream, and then we're out into open countryside then again, or out into an open field, should I say. Cross over the stream, keep left, head forward 100 yards, and then through the gate, and you'll be straight into Hackfall Wood. We go straight forward past a sign that says viewpoint for 50 yards, and then straight in front of us another sign, uphill, so we follow that. We're going to have a look at the top. When you get to the top, past the sea, you think, well, there's nothing here. And then you look behind you, and there you can see the river. They've cut the trees down, obviously, to give you the view. The seat's on the left, so there's nobody sat there. Good spot for a sandwich. And then we start to look around, and in the distance we can see like a folly perched on the hill in the distance through the trees. And then just at the left hand side through the trees you can see another one. So we take a quick shot of that as well. We walk forward, and that takes us down to the river, downhill. We walk through 2 stone pillars. We're turning slightly right, you can see the arrow. Straight in front of you you'll see some steps, and that takes you down to like a little sort of a sandy beach outside the river. So I drop down and decide to take a shot. This would be a good place for a picnic or let the kids paddle. And I make my way back up onto the top path and we head forward. We thought we'd just give you a quick shot of the river there, look. If you look to your right hand side, you'll see a seat. And then if you stand in front of the seat, you'll see Mowbray Castle. And it's one of the two Follies we'd seen earlier on. We're told that this was painted by Turner. Got a little wren here, look. He's gone, but he was there. And as we make our way uphill, we decide to take a shot of the forest floor that's absolutely covered in garlic. And when you reach the more or less brow of the hill, you'll see the path splits in two. The sign says garden features, but we take the left-hand track, yellow arrow. Walk across loads of little streams coming in from the right. Well, we're slowly heading into the bluebells now and out of the garlic. We cross over a stream coming in from the right, and if you look up above, you'll see Fisher's Hall. It's a folly. We'll go up and have a look at it. Just walk across the front of the folly about 100 feet and you'll see some steps to take you up there. And here we are nearly at the top. We're stood in front of the folly now, just having a look at the river down below. Just make your way back down the steps, head straight forward over the stream. So we're following the path forward, little streams on your right and rivers on your left. And then we cross over the little stream as that heads off towards the river. Just keep walking along, slightly uphill you'll see a fallen tree. Straight after the fallen tree you'll see a sign saying Mowbray Castle up the steps. Let's have a look. We've made our way to the top of the steps. We're heading towards Mowbray Castle. The path slowly winds its way round the hillside. As we walk along, we suddenly notice the hillsides covered in bluebells. And this is the view. We found our bluebells. Well, we've seen a fair few on the way here, but this is a mass of them. And as we cross over the little stream, we'll just take one more shot. Well, here we are. We're just looking through Mowbray Castle now. It's not very big, but you know, it's well worth the walk, we think. While we're here, we decide to take a quick shot looking over the river. Not that you can see it, it's down below in the trees somewhere. We make our way out of the castle and turn left, downhill, through the garlic. As you head downhill, you'll see a small stream in front of you, and just before the stream you'll see signs for Grewthorpe Village and Kent Seat and Follies. We turn right downhill following the Kent Seat and Follies route. As you head downhill, just below you you'll see a seat. Left hand side you'll see a wood full of garlic and the stream coming in. And then we're going to cross over the little stream on the stepping stones. When you've crossed over the stepping stones, make your way to the seat and then just take a picture. With these waterfalls coming down, you could imagine that you're in the rainforest somewhere. It's quite a dramatic picture, is that? And in real life it's really, really beautiful. It really is. And there's the path that we've just come down and crossed the little stream on our left hand side. It's beautiful here. We thought we'd give you a shot of where we're going, so we're heading forward now. So that would be over the little stepping stones and right, or from the bench left. And before we head forward, I decide to turn round and give you a shot of this valley with a stream coming through and the steep sided slopes full of garlic on either side. Absolutely beautiful. This is the view looking up towards the waterfalls. Whenever you're out walking, you always need your camera. Well, we're going to keep going now because we've only got 2 or 3 hours to go, and we want to get finished today before the rain comes. As we're about to leave, we walk forward 50 feet. We can't resist a shot at this waterfall going downhill, look through the garlic and the bits of moss and that. Well, we keep going. Walk forward 100 yards, left slightly uphill, and you'll see a signpost that says Rouen, Carpark and Grewelthorpe. We're going to take that route uphill. When you get nearly to the top of the hill, turn right. The sign says Rouen and Carpark. Still going slightly uphill through the garlic again. As we head forward, we've got bluebells on the left hand side of the path, or mainly bluebells. And on the right hand side we've got garlic, and it smells fantastic up here, it really does. And then when we look to our left, we can see these ferns unfolding. And can you see that fly on top? That's fantastic. He's still there. Well, we'll leave it at that. Well, we just come up to the Rouen now. We can go across the Rouen Terrace from 11 AM till 3 o'clock. I think we've just got time. Well, we're at the front of the Rouen now, and we can see some seats and like another folly there. And we're looking out towards the Vale of York now, and that's just taking a picture up the valley. If it's after 3 o'clock, just go round the back for about 100 yards and you can come in at the other side of the Rouen, and you'll come back onto the path and keep going forwards. We've just got there in time. The Rouen, Mowbray Point, Hackfall, was a banqueting house with two faces built in 1767 by the creator of Hackfall, William Aisleby. The east side was designed to look like a ruined triumphal arch and was intended to be seen from a distance. The west side has a classical pedimented front with Gothic windows. Walk about 200 yards past the old Rouen and you'll see a seat on your right hand side. Down below we can see the river in the distance. Let's take a quick look. But when you get to this point, go and sit on the seat and look down below, and every 5 or 10 minutes or so there'll be a water spout come up. Let's go and have a look, see if it's there. Well, here we are. We've got told by the farmer as we came up here to look out for the fountain just past the Rouen. Goes about every 10 minutes to quarter of an hour, so if you sat here and you don't see it running, don't be worried, because it will go if you give it 10 or 15 minutes. And it's quite a sight looking over the trees, and you can have a sandwich and a cup of tea while you're at it. We get told it lasts for about a minute. So there it goes. And that's it now for another 5 or 10, well, 10 to 15 minutes. We just keep heading forward. We can see another seat among the trees. So we're just heading towards the car park now. We're out into the open fields now, and it's a good excuse to take a quick shot. We make our way up to the car park, and as you can see, there's room for about 20 vehicles. It looks like free parking. And as we go through the gate, you've got like free leaflets and a map from the Woodland Trust. Just down below you can see them. So if you don't want to walk from Masham, you can come and park in this car park at Hackfall. And you've got a castle, you've got follies, old trees, and Hackfall's steeped in history. There's waterfalls and ponds, an ancient woodland that's teeming with life. Nuthatchers, kingfishers, you name it. Well, we'll press on. So as you come out onto the road at Hackfall car park, turn left, 100 feet and then immediate right. So you head straight forward through the woodlands. Sign says Swinton Estate on your left hand side. So we head along what looks like a bit of a stone track, slightly uphill. We've just heard a woodpecker, that second one today, but we just can't seem to tie one down. We'll keep going. We keep walking uphill for a few minutes, and then we come to like a Y junction, and there's a big stack of wood. We keep bearing right, so we're heading downhill. We walk down to the road, but don't cross. Turn immediate left, following the track up towards where that gorse is, and we're heading towards Rumour Farm and Rumour Lane now. And that takes us to Low Swinton and heads us back towards Masham. We head forward 300 or 400 yards. You see a little track in front of you that bears off to the left. So we keep heading down the narrow road across the front of Rumour Farm, heading towards Rumour Lane. And as we go by, we notice there's a a bull there among the cows. We've walked past the farm, we're on to Rouen Lane now, and we're looking for a stile on our right hand side. We're walking down the road looking over the hedge. We can see 2 baby lambs there, look, and a peewit stood about 8 foot away at the back. Fantastic. Well, there's plenty of lambs in this field, they're not very old. We keep heading forward. We've been looking for a right hand turn, and there it is, just at the bottom below the tree. So we're heading off across the fields now. As we cross over the stile, we turn slightly left towards some trees in the middle of the field. My navigator tells me we cross over 5 fields now. As we cross over the hedge we see something fly, so we're zooming back to see what it is. That looks like a baby owl there. It is an owl. Just a slight bit of breeze on as well. Oh, just stand here with us, stand there. Yeah, so here we are, that's the first owl we've managed to film. Oh, that wind. This is the first owl we've managed to, he's gone. Well, that was an owl in daylight. It's just 20 to 5 now. In front of us we've got Swinton Tower. We're going over the stile in front. We've got 2 of the tiniest little sheep you've ever seen here. And we've got like a brownie coloured one at the back, look there. Go over the stiles, bearing slightly right in front of Swinton Estates. In the corner of the field you'll see a stile. Go over the little stream and then turn left and head towards the road. Just keep walking 100 yards or so until you come to a stile. You'll see Swinton Park in front of you. And we turn right here down the road. And we're going slightly downhill back towards Masham. We make our way down the road, over the bridge, past the golf course. This is one last thing we like to show you. A white peacock. Look at that. We're just at the side of the road. He thinks we can't see him, but he's in the green grass and the bluebells. But there you are, look at that. What's the chances of seeing a white peacock anyway, never mind on the roadside, just you're going into Masham. Well, we'll leave him alone for now, I think. Well, what a great day we've had in Masham here. And finish it off with a peacock, a white one. Fantastic. Well, we'll leave it at that. We walked to the end of the road and then turned left, and that took us to the centre of Masham. We hope you've enjoyed our walk from Masham up to Hackfall. You've been walking the taxi drive today.